This is a quick video to introduce you to the new bits and pieces in Smithy Factory 2.7 or 2.71 now. 2.71 came out as a quick patch because somebody was using the slider in a unique way, and I just patched the code a little bit to help them achieve what they were after. Anyway, Smithy Factory now has its own menu, and if you visit said menu, you can change your license key here. And if you install Smithy Factory for the first time, then this license will be the first menu you see. You put your license key in there and off you go. Once you're done, we have two screens with bits and pieces on it. Now, when you first upgrade, then all of these elements will be enabled, but as you can see, you now have the ability to switch on and off any of the elements you do and don't want to use. I'm sure I'll make this screen pretty one day, but for the time being, default WordPress styling, or lack of it, as it were. You have a couple of other options. The author archive dynamic data. You notice when you go to, say, a text block and choose dynamic data, and you can choose things like post title and advanced custom fields and things like that. One of the few things that's missing from that dynamic data is the author archive link. So if you enable this, the author archive link will now be in that dynamic data, and you can select it and use it. Form to post is a new feature. I'll probably do a separate video on it. If I enable form to post and then select a custom post type, let's just do it. So I enable that, and then I select a custom post type, and I happen to have a custom post type of forms which I've created especially to use with breakdance forms. When I then go into breakdance, there will be a Smithy to custom post type action. So if instead of saving the submission with the normal breakdance action, I use Smithy custom post type, my forms will be saved to the custom post type forms. And it makes it easier if you want to give your client access only to the form submissions, or you want to use your form submissions for things like give me a 5-star review or feedback or whatever, and you want to automatically post it to somewhere. It gives you full control over your custom post type. But I'll do a little video on that at some point. So you can enable it, and you can decide you don't want to use it. There you go. And then again, I mean, hopefully it's more obvious what these do. There's no need for me to walk you through it. If you switch any of these off, they won't appear in breakdance and you can't use them anymore. I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference, but it will just speed things up, and again clears up your list of elements so that you're not always working through dozens of elements that you don't use. And we have a PDF settings. So again, I will do a separate video on the PDF, but if I enable the PDF functionality, you now have an option in the breakdance forms to use the Smithy PDF action. And if you use it, you can design a PDF, and you can either use the PDF, there's a text box that you can fill in, and you can create your PDF just like you would in the Gutenberg Classic editor. Or you can create a template, which is an HTML file you will save somewhere, and that will act as your template, and then you basically wire the ID of your field to a placeholder in the template, and you then have forms that turn into PDFs. You can attach them, email them, save them to the default submission type. And as I say, I'll do a video about it. But yes, so you see, you change page sizes. You need to download default fonts, but they're a huge package of fonts, and my plugin is already growing. So rather than include all the fonts, if you don't want to use the PDF, then the fonts aren't there. If you do want to use a PDF, you click this button and you get the fonts. So that is basically a quick view of the PDF settings. And again, well, I mean, let's keep it on. Why not? Save change there. I think I've got it inside out, have I? I think I have. That's interesting. Okay, let me just refresh the page. There you go. So I've enabled the PDF, and I'm not going to download the fonts just now, but if I wanted to, I could also upload my custom fonts, la-di-da, and then you've got the PDF content is your second page. Use the editor below to enter your content, in which case, as I say, you've got this. You can add media to it, you can add your paragraph. If in the form I've got a field which is called email, then I can come in here and type email, and then the email field in the form will replace this text. Sort of mail mergy things for those of us who used Word in the old days. And then there's just an example. This is the sort of thing you do. You could create your template by writing the HTML, and it is all backed up with MPDF. So if you look at the MPDF website, it's got a million instructions on how to create templates, what they do, how they work. And if you want to use a custom template, then you can see where it tells you this is where you need to put the template and what you need to call it. And you can put more than one template in there. So yeah, that's about the size of it really, but I just wanted people to know that yes, things have changed, but it's just opened up the ability to do a few extra things. Some of the new elements in 2.6.2 and 2.7 are the filterable table, and I have already done a video on the filterable table, and there's a few updates to the scroll slider. I've done a video on that as well, and I will try and get videos done on everything eventually. But your license is no longer under the settings menu, it's now in its own little house, and you have the ability to switch on and off elements and a few extra features which I will make videos for. Hopefully that will familiarize you enough to get started and enjoy building.